Living your best life? Are you living your best life? Hard life, sleeping and eating. Barking the mailman. Hard life, huh? Anyways, before the video begins, I gotta do my shameless plug here for my new memberships for the channel that I just created. So you get like a shout out, name in the credits, Discord supporter role, free product from the store. It's like Patreon, right? Except Patreon takes 20% and YouTube won't give me my join button. So if you'd like to support the channel, links for those are down below. Sorry for shilling, but you saw my 3-year-old drawing ability. I don't know how I'm like 28 years old and I draw like I'm 3 years old. Engineering blueprints, no problem. Drawing anything else, capability of a 3-year-old. Front end versus back end, which one pays more, which one you should focus on, which one's more competitive. That's what we're talking about. I get that question all the time in the live stream. Sue, you ready? Sue, you gotta be my co-anchor. We're gonna be like a news anchor. So script here, camera was here, boom, we're gonna turn to the left and address everybody. Welcome everybody to tonight's nightly news, where we talk about front end versus back end. Thank you for tuning in. Which one should you focus on? Which one pays more? And we'll take a look at the market and the saturation coming up live at 6. But TLDR, don't want to watch the whole video. You should focus on both. That could be like the whole video right there, but let me elaborate. We're back in my meditation chair. Welcome to my bedroom where no magic happens anymore. Actually, that's not true. I figured out that when I don't take myself as serious when I'm doing these videos, the videos end up a lot better. So I've been like separating it and I've been moving around more because that keeps you guys engaged. Anyways, we were talking about front end versus back end, and I said that you need to do both because you'll probably be doing both anyways. Let's say you have a front end job. Chances are you'll probably interact with some SQL at some point. You'll probably interact with some config files. Say you have a back end job. Chances are you'll probably be making some view pages at some point. You don't have to be the best at it. You don't have to have the best artistic ability. An example would be, well, this piece of logic that I wrote on the back end doesn't work unless we have this middleman, which is going to require another view page, and then we can make that logic work. Well, who do you think is going to be in charge of making that view page? Probably you. You know, make the page, throw some Bootstrap on it, give it to the UX, UI person, and then see if they're approved, or they'll probably modify it and they'll send it over to the front end. But it'll be your idea to make these little things as like proof of concept. There's a caveat to this, like it depends on the size of the company, but even at super large size companies, I'd say you'll be doing both. And that's a good thing. You want to be doing both. It's good for job security. You want to have both skills. You can still have an expertise in something and have a well-rounded knowledge of other niches. If you're back end, you might even do a little bit of design. But don't worry, okay? Despite what you might think, design and artistic ability can be learned. If you look at what I drew at the beginning of this video, you might think that is not true. Don't worry if you're a back-end person, you're like, I have no idea about colors and design and layout and all this stuff. It can be learned. And if you're front-end, the back-end can be learned. So don't put yourself in a little box and be like, well, I can't do that because I'm not good at that. It can be learned. Okay, anyone that says otherwise, I'm just not talented at that. I just wasn't born with that talent. Talent is overrated. I would say talent is actually what happens, all the hard work and stuff that happens behind closed doors that you're not there to see. And then when that door opens and they come out and they're like, wow, he's so gifted. And you're like, I spent like 9 months learning how to do this. Wow, so talented. Like they didn't even hear you say that. Like I've been studying this shit every day for 9 months. Here's a little story about talent. There was a piano player, the same song played twice. They told the audience, okay, this is a different piano player and he's just naturally gifted. Played the song again and they're like, all right, and he's been working on it for 30 years. The exact same song was played twice and they're like, which one did you like more? The group of people, they voted on the first one. They're like, well, the one who was talented at it was, that song was obviously better. Literally the exact same song played twice in a row, and just because you say this person was talented, people tend to lean towards talent, but this dude had actually had no piano playing ability. Anyways, there's your motivation for today. Let me turn off Tony Robbins here. Let's move to the next section of the video. Also, I'm just experimenting with like a bunch of lenses and stuff that I have. I don't know what gives. I need to mow my lawn, I'm aware. So you wanna know what pays more, back end or front end? Typically back end pays more, front end pays less. Why is that? Well, front end is typically more saturated, more competition. That drives the price down of things. If you have a lot of something and you're oversaturating the market, it's just basic supply and demand. If you got a lot of front end and not a lot of back end, they're gonna start paying more for back end and less for front end. In my opinion, your goal should be to become full stack. Don't just be a front end engineer, don't just be a back end engineer, be a full stack engineer. Take the job with the title that is whatever, right? Personally, you, yourself, be a full stack engineer. Be able to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And again, not a designer, no big deal. You can learn how to design. You're not the logic type of person, no big deal. That can be learned too. Let's say you do get a job. Even if it is just one thing, I would reach into different departments. I would go to different departments for a couple reasons. I would go to your design team, your marketing team, your UI UX team, and I'd be like, yo, is there anything that I can help you guys with? I wanna know what you guys are doing. I wanna see if I can assist you with anything. And they might be like, yeah, but you're a backend dev. And you could be like, well, I'm just trying to grow, branch out. So this helps you in a couple ways. You get to hopefully get some work that you could help them with, maybe not a huge task or something like that, but hey, you get to put your hand in this over here, build your job skills. And then number two, it gives you networking ability. So now you have some people over here and you're like a hero. You're like, oh, this guy, Josh over here, yeah, he'll help us do it. We have some extra work, we can go get Josh. So now you got your hand in this department. Then if you're back end and you wanna go to the front end, ask if you can do some front end stuff. Hey, can I make these view pages for you guys? You guys got any problem with that? Boom, you got your hand in another department. It's more networked people that you know, that if something ever happens, if your department is eliminated or your project is eliminated, well, maybe you have a chance at moving to these other departments over here. And you're learning all these skills at the same time. So it's job security, networking. Well, job security doesn't really exist. There's more like job skill security. I wouldn't say like company security. Just remember that, job skill security. Team engagement, you look like a team player. You got more skills, you got more people on your side. If something happens, oh, we'll bring him in here, we'll make it work. And you got 30 people being like, yo, that sucks. Don't eliminate him. At least let him come over to us. Think about that stuff. What up, dude? What up? What up, my man? How you doing, man? I like this lens a lot, actually. I think it's pretty good. This wide angle makes it easy to get in focus. All right, so I think you guys kind of get it, that it doesn't really matter what your job title is. Chances are you're going to be doing both sides of web development. But I wanted to give you some examples that I've had thrown at me in my interviews. So I've been asked SQL questions, like SQL backend questions, in every single front-end interview that I've ever had. It's always like, write a join, write some sort of SQL report to pull this. Some sort of SQL in every single front-end interview that I've had, no matter what. I've been asked questions about SQL injection and how to prevent that. I've been asked questions about config files and how to just host things, like basic DevOps type questions. And then for backend interviews, a PHP job that I had, I was asked, what is the CSS box model? And how would you adjust the front end to be more mobile responsive? What else was I asked? I was also asked, what would you use to make this more modern? Like what design practices? And they were wondering if I was gonna put like material design on it or something like that. And this is for a PHP job, not design, not front end. Yeah, so basically, most likely you're gonna be doing the whole dev cycle, no matter what your position says, no matter what your title says, no matter what in the actual application when you apply to the job. Like, of course, you'll be asked questions probably related to the job application that you applied for, but you're probably also going to be asked questions that aren't on there at all, that just want to see what you know, that just want to test your extensive ability. So my pro tip would be, if you're learning front end, just do SQL. I've been asked that in every single question. Learn SQL, learn how to pull a report, learn basic queries, learn the different joins, outer join, left, inner, learn all the joins. If you're back end, learn basic material design, learn Bootstrap, learn Flexbox, learn CSS Grid, learn those things, even if it's like just writing plain Jane Ruby. So the final question is, what should you focus on at the start? Start with what you're good at. Are you a visual person? Do front end. Do you like sitting in terminals like the Matrix all day? Do back end. The choice where you want to start is yours. Don't pick one for the money. You could do one for the money, but like if you end up hating the whole entire curriculum to get to the end, you're going to get paid more, but you're still going to hate your job, which you have to do 8 hours a day to get paid slightly more. So pick the one that you enjoy. And if you really, really disagree with what I'm saying, go find a really, really, really large company. I'm talking about 3,000 to 5,000 plus people, like 5,000, 10,000 people, like huge ass company. Go find one of those companies and just get your employee number, and you'll do one thing every day for the rest of your life, which is really not good for you in the long run. But hey, if you absolutely hate branching out and you absolutely hate learning more things, go find a big ass company. They'll put you in your cubicle. You'll never have to branch out anything other than the job application. But if you would like to have a good, well-rounded career and good, well-rounded skills and be employable at a lot of different places and have leverage so that you can be like, I'm gonna leave this company and get another company, hey, that choice is yours. Anyways, guys, that is my thoughts on front end and back end. I get this question all the time in the live stream, so I hope this helped. I tried not to jump around too much. Let me know what you think of the new filming style of me just kind of being goofy like I am throughout the day. I feel like my videos turn out better when I'm just brain off, camera on, and this is what you get. So I appreciate all you guys. I'm gonna be doing a live stream later, then we're gonna be doing some game dev on Twitch. If you're not subscribed on Twitch, go ahead on over to Twitch. We're doing a giveaway. All you gotta do to enter the giveaway for this video, pick anything you want off the store, grindreel.com/job-prep. Anything you want, just leave a comment. I'll pick 3 people in 24 hours, and yeah, just shoot me your email and pick what you want. Anyways, hit that subscribe, check out the Discord. I'm always there. Shoot me a message. I'll see you guys in the next one.